Now, let's talk about women in technology. Now, gone were the days when women were seen to be those who will offer to go into courses like art, general home management, home science, and all that. Now, there is some change going on, and more women are getting into the sciences. More women are being given the opportunity to open themselves up to certain courses that in the past were reserved for men. This morning, we'll try and take a look at how these women are getting the support, how some individuals, some organizations are coming together to offer that support to enable women take up these courses that will see them into technology. My guest in the studio is the Chief Executive Officer of Ideal Technology and founder of Women in Tech Africa, Madam Ethel Cofie. Welcome. Thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
So let's start from here. Women and technology, it used to be a no-go area. Has anything changed?
I think there's been a lot of improvement. So in the last few years, there's been a lot of funding that has gone to exposing girls to STEM, so science, technology, engineering, and mathematical careers. So when I left university, there were two women that I could look up to, and they were all, white women. I couldn't even see anybody like me, any African woman that was in technology space that could inspire me. But now there is, even though we're not where we want to be, I think there's a generation of women that those coming up can now look at.
There's a lot of them who are into technology
now.
Yes,
there's a lot more of us than there was 10 years ago.
I see. Great. Now, so what is Women in Tech about?
Right. So like I said, I've been in the industry about 15 years. I started out as a software developer and rose through the ranks. I've worked in Ghana, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, in the UK. And there are a lot of things, there are a lot of challenges as being a woman in the technology space. I now run my own company.
The men want to push you out?
There's a lot of challenges.
Okay.
And I now run my own company, Ethel Technology Consulting. And I wanted at the time to create a space where women in the technology sector could come, should learn from each other, to network, and we could also positively affect our community. So we could be role models for girls, but we could also, teach each other and learn from each other. We started with 70 women in Ghana, and we're now in over 30 African countries. We're the largest women in tech group on the continent. So that's the story. And for us, the aim has always been grow and strengthen the women in the technology sector, but also use those network of women to positively affect your community, be it supporting female entrepreneurs and teaching them how to use technology, or working with girls and showing them the things that they could do with tech careers.
I see. Let's look at what impedes girls, ladies, from going into technology, and how do you think, for instance, your organization and what you're doing can get them to take that interest in technology?
I think there is a general bias in
against
school.
Girls.
Yes, there's a general bias in steering, and it's on both sides. Like, so boys are steered towards certain careers. A boy who wants to do home economics, it's a no-no, right? And then girls are steered towards certain careers. Go and do general arts, go and do vocational. And this happens with the teachers, with the parents, with the community. And what we want to do is not to force girls to go into technology, but to help them see the options. To help them understand that you can be, you can build robots, you can develop software, you can go and become a physicist. There's so many things you can do career-wise. And so there's just an ingrained bias that we're trying to help change.
Right. And you're saying that you're not even asking them to go through that area, but you're offering them, or you're letting them know there are options.
Yes.
Is this impediment a conscious effort?
I'm not sure. I think that culturally, this is worldwide. So you can't say
the woman's home is a kitchen type of thinking.
I think that's a cultural thing, and you can't just say it's a Ghana thing, it's an Africa thing, because this women in tech problem is in everywhere in the world. I think there's just a cultural bias towards women, towards preventing women from going into those kind of careers.
I see. You talked the fact that you started with about 70 women, and you're now in about 30 countries across Africa.
Yeah, across
Do we have, like you said, you saw only 2 white women, and you felt they could not encourage you, but do we have enough of them in the system now to be able to motivate the young ones coming to pick up the trend?
I think there are not enough. So for me, my company, Ethel Technology Consulting, one of the things that we try and do is to make sure we hire, in terms of developers, we try and hire 50-50 developers.
Oh, okay.
And you recognize that the numbers are not enough, right? So even when we're recruiting, it's a conscious effort to interview as many men as women, but that means that it takes us longer. So even though there is an improvement from when I was in school, we're still not at the numbers that we need to bring balance into the industry.
Can we get there?
I think we will. I think that the groups like us and the other groups all over the world that are pushing the agenda, there's a lot of funding that comes into this area. So I think we will be able to get there.
And do we see activities attracting these women, these girls, to go into this area?
Yes. So for us, we're launching Women in Tech Week, which is supported by SAP Global. SAP is, I think, one of the world's top 5 software companies, and they're supporting us across London, Shanghai, China, and a couple of other African countries to be able to bring an event which is spanning a week, and we call it the Women in Tech Week. And each day of that week has a theme. And what we're asking, the ambition is to have 400 events across 40 countries, which
in a week,
in a 5-day period, because we have the footprint, right? And the idea is that anybody can get up on the day and say, I'm going to, on Tuesday, I want to go and teach girls in the secondary school nearby about how to build a website. Or someone can do a peer mentoring workshop and teach female entrepreneurs how to use social media to grow their business. Again, generating the collective energy of the women to be able to positively affect our environment. I
see. Those are some of the activities that will take place in the course of the 5 days. And you said the women can get the chance to go and teach anywhere they want to?
Yeah, so the idea is, and across as many countries, and we're also including diaspora, because we have quite a number of, so we have quite a number of members in US, in Canada, and the UK.
I see.
And also in Germany. So women that are in technology, that are African, but they're outside the continent. So the plan again is user generated. So this is why we're launching it now, so that people can prepare and get ready for September. So in that week, yes, you can apply to your local university and go and teach a course and go and inspire a young girl. Or you can have a class. If you are an organization, you can have your own event and bring people in and teach them something, or and share something.
Apart from finding a lot of women in technology being part of the week, what is it expected to do?
So the week is supposed to do a couple of things. One of them is to celebrate the women already in the industry. And the other thing is to also expose to young girls all over the world of what, I always say what an African woman is capable of doing, right? And the third thing is to also showcase to the world that technology and women in technology, they're here to stay, and that we need to be supported.
I see. Right. And so for the young ones, for instance, you spoke about women agreeing to go to schools to teach a local class how to put together a website. Right. The young ones there, how would this week impact on them? Okay,
so let me tell you a little story. So when I was, I think I was maybe 16, 17, there was a Miss Ghana contest, and I think I watched the video, and there was a young girl from KNUST there. And when she spoke, she said, I'm a computer analyst. That was the first time I had heard the term computer analyst. She was like, she was, I think, studying at KNUST at the time to be a computer analyst. She said, I'm a computer analyst. And that's, just hearing her speak made me go and ask my father what a computer analyst is. And ask more questions. My father decided, okay, let me buy you a little computer. And years down the line, I am now a software developer running a software company.
Great.
So you never know what spark that you can spark in a little child's life.
I see. So for the young girl at the junior high school level, when you talk about technology to her, what should ring through her mind?
Well, so she has a mobile phone, I suppose. So she's been using technology ever since.
I see.
But I think the fight is to help women and even Africa in general become creators of technology, because as a continent we are consumers of technology, right? We use things that other people have built, and part of the women in tech push is to enable us to be creators, not only just import things from the West, but to create our own software, to create our own mobile phones, create our own robotics.
I see. How would you react to the concerns that the industry is not responsive to women?
I think that from what I've seen in the last 10 years, I think the industry is responding. I think the industry is growing and responding. It's not as fast as we would like it to, but there's definitely been progress.
I see. And you earlier spoke about, before we talk about the Ghana Telecom Awards, how do you hope to see women in technology, let's say in the next 5-10 years?
I think I'd like to find more people to hire, more women to hire.
More women to hire.
Yes, that's one. But I also want to be able to go to industry events and see a balance in the room. So for a lot of times you walk into an industry event and it's just men or a lot more men. But not for the sake of just having women, but for the fact that it's scientifically proven that when you have more inclusive and balanced teams, that the bottom line of the company does better. And so it's for all our goods that we have a balanced teams.
And you, for instance, one key person that will encourage a lot more people watching you, and Ghana Telecom Awards saw you as the only woman, female person to have won the award.
So Ethel Technology Consulting has been nominated as IT Consulting of the Year for the Ghana Telecom Awards. We're very excited. We've been doing this for a while now, and I think it's an indication that as a software company, we've really pushed the boundaries, we've really innovated and really supported our clients. So we're very excited about it. We're looking forward to winning.
I see. Great. So speak to the men who are trying to push the ladies out of technology, that hey, they got to encourage you women and the girls to get into it. And let's wrap up our conversation with that.
I think having a balanced set of men and women in technology means that your company does better. It means that there's more perspective on how to build software and how to develop software. So it's for all our goods, for your wives, for your daughters, and for for posterity to support women in technology.
Ethel, I'm grateful this morning.
Thank you so much
for your time. Thanks so much for joining me. Ethel Cofie is the Chief Executive Officer of Ethel Technology and founder of Women in Tech Africa. The Tech Week is coming on, she said, in September, but it's been launched now to enable them prepare. So you young girls out there, be expectant. You could find one woman in front of you teaching you how to build or put together a website. All right.